Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spooked Coast to Coast. And
Hello.
thank you for joining us at our new early time. We definitely appreciate you all. So we are here with Jen and Mondo from 305 Paranormal, and we have Joy. Don't adjust your screens, guys. We have Minime. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good,
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 good.
good.
I'm so glad you're here with us.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
she's taking Joey's place for today.
All right.
So, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, Joy, we have another guest for the
Hi,
pretty much
Cam.
for our audience to check out today. Tell us a little bit about the guest that we have.
Yeah, so we have Jim. I think he goes by either the Shadow Seeker or Grim Jim on Instagram. He is a paranormal documentarian, especially, and he also does film and TV. So we actually did an investigation a couple years back, a year or two back. So yeah, really cool dude. I'm excited to have him. And yeah.
Alrighty, well, let's bring him on.
Yes, here we go. Hey, Jen.
Jim, welcome.
What's up, guys?
Thank
All
you for
right.
coming.
And there he is.
Like magic.
Green Jim Paranormal.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of magic, Jim, I like to do a little icebreaker question before we get to the nitty gritty. So, speaking of magic, this question just popped into my mind. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
I've never seen Harry Potter.
What?
Never
haven't
seen
either.
Harry Potter.
I haven't
shocked.
either.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm going to take the
Wait,
heat,
me
I guess I
neither.
can go
Okay.
ahead.
All right, no, don't worry. We'll sidetrack it another way. Okay. So, Jim, I'm going to give you 4 food options. You have to take one away, and it, like Thanos, when he does the snap, it goes away. That food option goes away for the rest of the existence of man. Okay. So, I'm going to give you pizza, hamburgers, chicken wings, and the 4th one, pizza, burgers, chicken wings, and I don't know what's 4th option. Tacos. There you go. Okay, so those 4 options, you got to get rid of one for the rest of time. What do you pick?
I'd say burgers for sure.
Burgers.
Oh, picking. Oh, yes. I like you. See, I knew that we were friends for a reason.
I love burgers.
Me too.
It's a tough choice, though.
I get rid of the
can't
tacos.
blame them.
All right.
Exactly.
I love hamburgers.
Well, I think it's safe to say pizza stays for everyone on this
Pretty
panel
much.
here.
Yeah.
Pizza
Yeah, we'll get rid
is
of pizza.
God's gift to man.
Wait. Oh, wait, you want to get rid of?
Yes.
Sorry, my daughter called me, our other one, so I'm like trying to focus on what the hell she wants. To get rid of? I would say pizza.
Yeah, I'd say pizza.
Yeah, I love burgers.
Ooh.
I can get rid of pizza.
Yeah, I love burgers. I'm a
You know
white
that-
girl.
you know that.
I love burgers.
I used to make fun of you all the time.
I'm truly offended. Wow. Hey,
Yeah,
let me take that cue to silence my phone.
yeah, that's mine too. I was like, oops.
I heard the phone on. It sounded like my ring. We had the same ringtone. So I was like, looking, I was like, am I tripping?
Oh, just notice our name. Oh, you can zoom in. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm like so off. Hey, Chidi.
You're welcome. So, Jim, please tell us about yourself. How did you
Yes.
become interested in the paranormal field?
I'm kind of newer in the investigation space. I'm a documentarian filmmaker, if you will. I got started probably about 15 years ago in TV and film, just out of pure coincidence. I started working with a couple of local groups, just documenting their investigations, and became super intrigued. I don't have time for my first ghost story of filming, but it's pretty wild how it went down. So I'm a believer for sure. But I would say in the past, like 4 to 5 years, I've kind of stepped foot into the investigation side. So I don't like to call myself a paranormal investigator. I think it's too romanticized. I like to call myself a paranormal documentarian because I document what's going on.
That's true.
I
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
it's
I like
good. Yeah, it's different. Totally different. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So how many investigations have you been on so far since you've investigated?
Who knows? I honestly don't keep track. I collaborate with a lot of different people, and kind of did my own route for a little bit, and still kind of working on that. But with juggling kids and family and TV and film kind of space, like there's not a lot of time to go
I
out
hear
and
you.
investigate.
Yeah, that's why my kids are all grown, and now it's like my time. In full advantage. I just have dogs, but once I don't have them anymore, it's on. It is so on. So on. So yeah. So what got you into the paranormal?
I would just say the intrigue of knowing that you can communicate with the other side. There's a lot of disbelievers or whatever out there, but I think that when it comes down to it and you're actually boots on the ground and witnessing what's happening, I think that you get a different sense of it. One of the first times I worked with a national syndicated paranormal show, if you will. I let's just throw out a name. Let's say Gason and Jant. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So super rad guys. I worked with them for a few years, and that was really cool seeing it from that side. I think one of my turnoffs of it is people saying that they're like professionals, or you can be professional at something, but not everybody knows everything about everything, if that makes sense.
That's true.
So it's a little disheartening when people are like, oh, I can tell you've got a demon in here and it's going to cost XYZ to get it out of here. I don't believe in people having to pay for services like that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So we had Michael Hanna. You know Michael Hanna. We had him on one of the episodes, and I just went on an investigation with him Tuesday. So that was really cool. Yeah,
he's great.
Cool. Yeah.
He's great.
So yeah, I'm thinking about we're talking about doing the Omen, or going to the Omen house and maybe doing a live show there. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, I wish you were closer. I wish you didn't move away.
Yeah, it's all for my kids. Okay. I mean, luckily I can work remotely anywhere in the world, which is great. So
yeah, you just find locations where you're at, because we'll definitely be visiting.
Copy that.
Yeah, for sure.
With all the things that you filmed and everything, was there anything that, like, I guess, stuck with you the most paranormal wise, that maybe like freaked you out, or
left
maybe
an impression?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe that scared you, like you were like,
For sure. We were at a place in Weston, West Virginia. Have you ever heard of the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum?
Yeah.
Super active location. I remember we were running lines for a live show, and I got called over radio, and they're like, hey, cut off your headlamp. We need to check the IR cams. I did, and it felt like a cat or a kid would do like a figure eight between your legs, like hold on to it and like walk around or whatever. And I get back down to our video village, and they're just like, hey, camera looks great in the children's ward. And that just blew my mind. So that was one of my first experiences, but that definitely stuck with me. Being scratched on location, things being thrown at me. It's all documented, but that's super scary to know that something you can't see can affect you. So
yeah, thankfully I've never had that happen to me, or Joey hasn't had that happen. Have you? Oh, Armando, you said you have, right? You had or was it, yeah? Did you, Jen?
I scratched. No,
So
I've been
physically
kind of like pushed.
yeah.
And
like
it was
real big
it was
show. Yeah.
And it was weird. It almost felt, Jim, it felt like something kind of like went under my shoulder blade, and it forced me forward. And it was weird. I couldn't shake that feeling off. Like I felt like there was still something under my shoulder blade.
Like it uppercut your back, like it went.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Wow.
That's
He said he felt like that. Like if somebody did with two fingers, like poking like that, Like he felt that like the whole day, like he could still feel it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
When I got scratched, it was my first investigation with a group, and I was literally there just to film. I wasn't part of the team. I wasn't investigating, and we had literally just taken the tour of this place. I don't even know if it's still there or not, but it was an old Catholic church, a super dark church. And I remember being down in the basement. We came up, and I said, my back's on fire. They lifted it up, literally from my shoulder blades down above my like belt waist was like marks on my back.
Like you gotta, like somebody whipped you?
Yeah, or something, or like fingernails or something. But literally, I'm on camera while other people are filming me, while I'm filming them. So like at no time could I have done that myself. I didn't brush up against anything. Fast forward another 2 hours in the investigation, my back starts burning again. They lift up my shirt, I'm scratched yet again, and it looks like an upside down cross that's on my back. But there's pictures of that. While we were investigating down in the basement, there was a rock thrown, and I'm directly on camera, and you just hear this rock being thrown at me, and then you hear the thud, and then you hear it hit the ground. So it's like we have no clue where that came from either.
That's crazy. Now, is that place still like? Can you still go there to investigate, or?
I don't think so. It was a private property that was attached to somebody else's property. But I can definitely say, like, after that night, I was super drained. I had to leave early, and it just felt like a dark presence was with me in the car. When I got home, things started happening. I'm more scared for like my kids. Like I can take a beating. I can take, haunted items, but like once things start like taking over my house, like I get scared for my kids. But it's weird when people ask you, are you not afraid to do this stuff? I'm not. I mean, I'm more afraid of the living myself than the dead. So
how do you, when you leave a location, what do you do? Like, do you tell them, don't follow me home? Like, what is your typical, when you leave a location, what do you do?
Yeah, I pretty much say you're not allowed to come with me. I really appreciate your time and your energy. I know it took a lot. Sometimes I do like smudge myself before I even come in my house. Right. I keep a kit in my car at all times just in case.
Yeah.
But everybody's techniques are different, so it works for me. I think one thing that stands out is a lot of people don't know how to work like Ouija boards. And they open that up and they don't know how to close it. And they wonder why things are starting to happen. So just kind of learn a routine, get it down, and then go into it safe, because it's pretty scary when you don't know what's going on.
Right.
When you smudge yourself, what do you use to smudge?
I'm not even positive. There's a couple of shops. I mean, it could be some green
something
stuff,
that burns,
some dry sage. I don't know. It's these kits that I get. There's a couple of shops here in Vegas. I'm located in Vegas. I used to be in LA, but there's a couple of like cool shops that I visit pretty frequent here. But I just haven't gone on an investigation, so haven't had a need for it recently.
Yeah, I think Palo Santo is a good one, right, to use. I think it's better. Some people feel like it's better than sage.
Good to know.
Yeah. I don't know. Thankfully I've never had a sage either, but we just kind of tune it out of our heads. We don't feed into it. It's like when we we'll play with our dolls. We just gotta, when we're done, we're like, all right, you're going in back to your little shelf, and then that's it. We just don't even talk about it. We just, ignore them, go back to ignoring.
Yeah.
So no spirit boards. Have you played the Ouija board? Well, I know you have them all over your house.
Yeah.
Do you play them or no?
I do. Sometimes it depends on the investigation, and it depends on the homeowner or property owner if they're okay with that. Like I'm super, super respectful.
You see Joey's walking around as Joey.
He said, "Who took my place?" But you ain't here, Joey.
You cut off.
Hey, babe, you like it, huh? Look at that. I got it set up. Look at that.
Got the pretty one here.
That is hilarious. You say you had them all over your house?
I do. I probably have about 40 different spirit boards around my house. I'm a collector.
Used, unused, or just like decorative?
Both.
So it should be gone.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd say about half and half. I've got kind of a fixation with religious artifacts or religious paraphernalia, if you will. So I've counted up. I have over 80 crucifixes in my house. Some have been used. Some are last rites crosses. But that and Ouija boards, specifically planchettes, I really enjoy, like custom planchettes, or if they're wooden, or I like them all.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I have a Ouija board. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna, when you said the last rites, some of them were used for last rites or whatever. Have you ever like put like K22 on it? Why don't I saying that? A K2 on it. There you go. Or
You had one hell of a night.
or yeah, I'm feeling exhausted. Or maybe try to investigate any of those items to see like if it has any attachments to it.
I have not. It's a great idea. I literally moved here last summer, and I got sent out for a TV show for months, and I'm literally just getting back in the swing of like a normal life until I get thrown back into the mix. So it's a great idea, though. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Jesse, Native Pride Life's Adventures, said he had a friend who ended up in the state hospital after using one.
About 15 minutes. Oh, up Ouija board.
Yeah, you guys even know TFLI. What is it? TFIL? Big YouTubers. TFLI? I don't fucking know their name. Anyway, they started doing paranormal investigations, and they came out with a Ouija board, and I bought one. And I'm not a fan. I just like the way it looked, and it was like solid wood they used. They made it seem really big and nice, and I was a little disappointed when I got it, but I mean, it's nice, but I thought it was going to be much thicker, like a thicker, piece of wood, but it's just there for aesthetics behind my haunted dolls. Hello, Joseph.
I'll tell you guys one fun thing that I like doing here in Vegas. I love antiques. I love going to thrift shops. I'm a thrifty kind of guy. I sometimes throw my K2 in my pocket, and at thrift stores, I'm walking around. And I don't know if you guys ever do that, but it's super,
I do fun. That. Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, Limestone.
I'll do that too.
We've done that, taking our digital recorders to a thrift shop and
a K2 because it's quiet. I just be standing there and see if anything lights up. I ain't not causing too much chaos.
I'll have my headphones on, so it looks like I'm talking on the phone, but I'm not. I'm just doing an EVP session.
How long you been in the store?
What's some of your favorite equipment that you guys use, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, for me, I like a SB, like any spirit box, I should say, and my main thing is a spirit box. If not, add the digital recorder to it.
Yeah, mine's my DR60s that's my favorite piece of equipment. I just feel like I'm connected to them, so it gives me responses that I feel are beyond accurate. That's the thing that I tell folks. The more and more you use your equipment, you kind of do that symbiotic relationship with your piece of equipment, and it becomes a part of you. You'll get the results that you're looking for.
Mine is obviously the ones that make noise, and then I'm really liking that little spirit chat thingy, like the Ovilus. I'm really liking that little device, but it's a fraction of a fucking Ovilus. So I love that thing. We're getting so when we were at the investigation on Tuesday, it's like a military type thing, right? It's called the Escape Bunker Experience. So if anybody's in the area, go check it out. It's a really cool location. But anyway, this one room, it was the old safe. They had military stuff in there. As soon as I walk in that room, I said, okay, I'm coming in. It should spit out World War II. And I'm like, and I was like, oh yeah, there's military stuff here. How cool, So I told the lady, the owner, and she's like, she has a military phone from World War II. Ooh. So it was like, we're just getting direct shit. So I love it. I don't know. I love that. The spirit box I'm starting to get used to, but the REM pods I really like because it grabs your attention,
Right.
Yeah.
You'll have to send me a link for that talk box you're talking
about.
For
sure. It comes from the UK, so shipping is going to be a little
doozy.
I bought a new one. Obvious. It's not really an obvious. It's here. Just hand me it.
Oh, you're talking about the chatter.
I forget what it's called. I forget what the hell.
Oh, Jen, the word spitter she's talking about is like the Ovilus. She calls it the word spitter.
Hey, Shams.
Oh, the Ovilus. Okay. Hi, Shams. Shams is all the way from Brazil.
Brazil.
Oh, wow. Welcome. What is yours? Oh, Jim, what are your favorite? Did we ask you that?
Oh, nice.
I like, I do like my SP for sure, and I've set up a spirit portal on it. Since I've hooked that up, like it's probably my favorite piece. Between that and probably my REM pods, for sure.
Yeah. I think it depends on the location. If I go to a location, I'm getting a lot of responses. That's my favorite at the time.
That's true. It depends. I mean, sometimes you won't get anything. So this is from. I had to look at the paper. It's from
you got it.
I got it, but I'm gonna send it back because 0 batteries stay in this shit.
You put the batteries on,
and they're like,
and they just pop out.
They like explode out. So I've been emailing them back and forth for about a good week and a half, and I was like, listen, either let's exchange this or give me my money back because this shit is expensive.
I know.
For it to not be working, I haven't had it work. I can't use it yet. But from what I've seen, this is like I think even more accurate than the Ovilus. So I really want to use this. I told him I was like, I really want this device.
What is it called?
That's one. I can't remember the damn.
Hell, I know I'd seen it before. You know what that is, Jim?
Hold on, let me look up.
It's like the Ovilus, but a different. Somebody else makes it, but it's like
that Ghost Hunter store.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll keep talking. I have it here.
Something Geist.
No. So it's like basically like an Ovilus, but it's like a little bit cheaper than the Ovilus, but the same idea.
It looks like one of those like car checkers.
Not even cheaper.
Yeah. He said it.
But go ahead. It looks like what?
He said it looks like one of those things you plug in to read your codes when you have a check engine light.
Yeah, it actually does look like that. Oh,
This shit even blows up. Put some air in your tire too. It's so big.
For the price, it should do more. It should work.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I love it. It's like fucking accurate. Well, I think it is anyway.
Yeah, definitely send me some links.
Yeah, for sure. I think the price went up a little bit though, but it's still under $200.
The Polterscript. Jesus.
Oh, Polterscript.
Polterscript. Okay. It's like Paraforce Polterscript. That's what it's called.
Polterscript. Let me write that down.
It is $3.99.
So it's up there, but not as up there as the Ovilus. The Ovilus is ridiculous. But when I bought my Ovilus, I think at the time it was only $400, and that shit jumped up to $600 in a matter of a few years. So
when I bought my Ovilus, it was $325 with the case and everything.
Yeah. I think mine was like $399 or some shit like that with the case. Yeah, it's fucking ghost equipment. It ain't cheap. That's why I'm like, don't play it.
Not $3.99, Jesse. $399.
Yeah.
Plus shipping, which is a cute thing. Now I gotta pay for shipping to send it back to see if they exchange it. They said they're gonna change it. I'm putting my good faith in them, and hopefully you give me a new one, and I just be like, same one, and give it right back to me because,
yeah. Jesse's talking about second tip.
Nice base get mad.
You'll never know if I marked it.
Jesse, check the temp of our wallets. Can you see the comments, Jim?
No,
you can't see the comments.
I see stuff pop up occasionally, but
no, like over to the on your screen. I thought you could.
No, it's just got my picture. It says you're in the show. That's all it says.
What if you on the right?
Yeah, like here. Can you see it? Yeah, that pops up on the screen.
Oh, okay. I thought the people that were on could see the comments too. Before you could pop it on. Oh, that sucks.
Native Pride was asking a question.
Oh, you saw the comments? Yeah.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, I think it's in your settings, Jim. You have to. Does it say comments, banners, brand, private chat anywhere?
Maybe. Settings.
Are you on your phone? No, you're on a laptop, right? You said?
I'm on a iPad.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
He said, "Have you always been interested in a paranormal?" Yeah.
Oh, not always. I mean, it's been something of interest. Like I said, the past probably 15 years. I kind of grew up, cutting my teeth on like ghost hunters and all those guys originally. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, shit. Shannon, I just was commenting back. She said food or ghost equipment. And I said, hard question, Tobon.
So kind of skeptic?
That was a fail.
He's asking if you're like a skeptic or more like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're asking if I'm a skeptic?
Yeah.
There's places that I've been to where I'm like, it's questionable. And, but I mean, after seeing things firsthand, like I'm not. I like to go in blind. Like people can tell me like what happened there. I can do a little bit of research, but I like going in blind and just experiencing what's there because then it's not infiltrated with stuff I'm making up in my head or what I've heard. So I would say like borderline skeptic for sure.
I think I can appreciate that too, because we shouldn't all like be going and just thinking that everything that we get is paranormal. We should be able to debunk, and after failing to debunk whatever it is that you got, then you can say credibly, I did get that piece of evidence. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Have you found any places now that since you moved out there?
Oh, say that one more time.
Have you found any places now that you've moved to a new area that you want to investigate or you haven't yet? Or
For sure. You have the Boulder City Hotel, which is pretty interesting. They built that, when they were building the dam, and a lot of people went through there. I think Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters did something that was the Boulder City Hospital. It's been torn down, but the property's still there. That's interesting. And then we have Lake Mead. Lake Mead is like supposedly full of mob bodies or whatever's changed them out of there. So
I did a reading on Lake Mead, and the shit I got on that was insane.
Yeah.
Like, not just people dumping like bodies there and just the criminal activity that happens there, but like why, on top of that being active from that, it's also active from like the natives before there. And what came out on the reading on when I did it said something about just something really ancient there that held that negativity there. It kind of said it was cursed. Yeah, so I found that really interesting.
One thing that I do like about working in TV and film is like, it doesn't matter where I go. If I get sent, our first show is called UFO Cowboys that we shot 2 years ago. And we got sent to Colorado. And the first thing I do is I start looking up, folklore, like lores, of what's in the area, what it could be. And that's a super native sacred area where we were filming in Colorado. But I got to go under the city of Durango. If you ever get a chance, go to Durango, Colorado. They have all these tunnels under the city that when it was like red light districts and stuff, people could sneak from hotel to, the brothels and stuff. They still have some of those tunnels still open and super active. Like I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. But it's like something's still active down there. I don't know what it is, but super, super random, super cool. But, if you get a chance, check that place out. But also check out UFO Cowboy. Season 1's already out. Roku.
There you go.
Yep.
Have you seen a UFO? Can you say?
Have I?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Even moving here, I mean, that's under the cryptid space. But I've seen that. I've been in the Pacific Northwest where I swear I've seen like Bigfoot or something to that nature. I've been in where were we at? Arizona this past year filming season 2 of UFO Cowboys, and there was a lot of weird shit that was going on in this little like border town. Anything from like hearing things run across like the desert and nothing's there, seeing lights in the sky, hearing sounds. Like, obviously, at the end of the day, I mean, TV is produced and you have to fluff it a little bit. Don't believe everything you see on TV. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. But yeah, but they're not going to put a freaking UFO looking thingy in the sky, are they?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You got to embellish it a little bit for the entertainment aspect.
Right, right.
Because if you believe that every time these paranormal people go into a location, they find something every time, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's true.
Exactly.
It's true.
Yes.
I have a saying that I treat it just like fishing. You know, you can't go out there thinking I'm going to get fish or I'm going to get evidence every single time that I go out there. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
You know, you're just going out there to have fun, get away from, you know, your personal deals and seeing if you're able to communicate. You know, that's I attribute that to kind of like fishing, if you will.
Yeah. I think a lot of people take it too serious. Like, I don't do it as a profession. I do it as a hobby. I do it as something to, you know, but people take it too seriously. And when you know, when we went on our investigation out to what was the park? I forget, somewhere in Simi Valley. We went to a park and, you know, we were just cutting up, but we were still being professional and respectful of the location. But you got to have a little fun when you're doing it, because if you're not, like, what's the point?
Exactly.
Can you tell me about the Bigfoot, or what did you see, or like tell me about that?
Yeah, so
I like cryptids.
I would say probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I was visiting a buddy up in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, and he kind of lives in a remote kind of area, and we were just kind of hanging out. He's like, hey man, he's a tattoo artist. I go to see him a couple times a year. He said, I'm going to retire for the night. I'm sitting around the fire, kind of around like this wooded area, and I start hearing stuff. I'm like, no way, you know, like there's closest neighbors like 4 miles away, 5 miles maybe. I'm like, oh, there's probably just like deer walking around, because it's getting a little cooler sitting around the fire outside. I see this thing, and I kid you not, probably 20 yards away, and there's enough light from the city that's behind it that blocks it out, and it had to have been 8-9 feet tall, easily, like just against the trees. And then you almost hear like this, like not an ape sound, but a grunting kind of sound. And then branches cracking as it's walking. I mean, it's nothing small. Like, it's heavy, breaking stuff as it's walking. So I think that's what I saw. Can I confirm that? No.
How about Dogman? What do you think about Dogman?
I do believe in Dogman. Are you familiar with the story of it happened in Kentucky? It was on, I forget the name of it. It's something Lakes. But there was supposedly a massacre that happened back in the 70s. Have you guys heard of this story?
No, I don't think so.
I want to call it Twin Lakes, but it's not Twin Lakes. It's something.
That's the name that's the name that popped up on my line, but I'm like, that's not in Kentucky. But I was thinking that too.
Lakes in Kentucky.
It sits on the border of, I think, like Kentucky, Ohio, or whatever. But back during the 70s, and I talked to supposedly the survivor. We were actually going to make a limited series on this story. But there's documentation of this kid, you know, getting a ride into town and having to call the cops and tell them what happened. And supposedly cops went out there. They were shut down by 3-letter government agencies that shut down the crime scene. And I technically have a crime scene picture. I don't know if it's faked or not, but like, we've talked to a lot of people that have investigated this location and know about this story. So
if I could pull it up.
I had to look it up. The only thing that I've seen that still, I'm like, because it happened on a guy's, he was on Facebook Live a couple years back. I can't remember if it was pre-COVID or during COVID. I don't remember. I don't remember. They all blur to me. But it was over here in Fort Myers-ish area, Florida, and he was just a normal guy doing a live out in Facebook, and he was just like talking to, I guess, his family members on Facebook. Do you remember that? He was smoking a cigarette. Oh, Land Between the Lakes.
Yeah, that's the name. That's the name of the.
All right, Monae's showing the comments.
Yeah.
Usually one's the one that does it.
So that is the Land Between the Lakes. That's the locations at in Kentucky.
Lake Barkley, is that it?
Yeah.
Lake Barkley. Okay.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Jen, at all.
No,
but
you're good.
I just wanted to wrap up with that also. Supposedly, I have spoken, and again, this is all speculation. I can't confirm it, but supposedly our government has a secret group that goes out and hunts these things. And I've spoken with one of the guys that's like, yeah, I've got a kill list of like 50 of these things. And I'm like, what do they do with it? Like, do they take it somewhere? They're like, yeah, they took it to like Knoxville, Tennessee or somewhere to, you know, to take the body and investigate it or autopsy or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe it, but he said that his son took over for him because his dad was doing it before. So it's like a legacy, I guess. Like they just kind of keep it in the family of doing it if they want to keep with it. But
wow,
I don't know. Look up the story, the Dog Man of the Land Between the Lakes. Like it's
What is it called? The Dog Man?
Yeah, the Land Between the Lakes massacre. And there's been other sightings on that lake as well.
Huh.
So they said there's rumors that the government has a little group that goes out and hunts them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we can't ever see them. Like we don't ever, very few have seen a Bigfoot because they're already being hunted. I don't know.
Well, there's supposedly like secret bunkers around this area as well. They have
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Fenced off, like I don't know. But when I guess the cops showed up, they were like looking around to see what had happened. And one of the officers was walking next to the camper and walked a little into the woods, and it almost felt like a raindrop. He had his I guess police hat on or whatever, and he touched it, looked at it, it's blood. He looked up and there was a mangled body that was in the trees. So I don't know.
And that's where you said in
Kentucky? Yeah, I think like Barkley, Kentucky. It's in between like a couple of states.
I'm gonna watch it, dude. I'm gonna watch it tonight. Actually, what is it called? On Netflix. I already told me what it's called, but Netflix. Have you guys seen it, Armando and Jen? No, you haven't seen it, right? You guys haven't seen it?
No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
No. The one here in Florida. So he was, I don't know, I can't remember. I guess he was shooting out, and there was like a tree line by his house, and something appeared on the tree line. It was huge. It was walking on like walking. What do you call that? Bipedal, like on his legs, but the legs look weird as hell. They look like what you call like Wolverine legs or something. They're like really thick at thighs, and the way they're shaped. And it was weird because like around it is like blurry, and it looked like a dog. Like it looked like a damn werewolf, but huge. Like this thing was big. So he freaked out where he was like, "Holy shit!" And he like closed the door, and then he was talking about it on the phone on the live video. And then when he opened up the door again, he saw it again, and then like he couldn't even sleep that night. And then he like completely like lost his mind. He was like chain smoking after all that. Like I'll never forget that. And then he said he saw it, like I guess it walked up to closer to actual his house, and then that's when he got really scared. Like he ended up leaving his house. He didn't come back till like 24 hours later because he couldn't deal with it. And a few, I don't know if you know, like there's a few people who are just focused on dogman stories and stuff like that on YouTube. Like say like Dark Waters, very old. I know Tony Merkel, if you know the confessionals, he tried to contact him. I think he did contact him. I think they did do an interview and stuff. So those people, they did interview him, and I don't know if anything whatever happened to it, but he was not trying to give the location out just so nobody goes there and harasses the area. But it was all like wooded tree lines. You know how it is here in that area. So
Michael Hanna's on. Sorry, John.
No, you're good. I believe Dogman for some reason more. I don't know what gives me more. I'm more convinced with Dogman than I am with Bigfoot. but I have
Is that
to
like
see.
a werewolf? Is that like a werewolf type? I've never heard of Dogman. I've never heard of that. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Oh my god.
Have you, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Damn.
were going to do a show about 3 years ago, and if you get the chance, I'm looking right now on my casting sheet here. There was a father-son team based out of Clarksville, Tennessee. They go by the Cryptid Studies Institute. Elijah Henderson is the name of the kid. But we were going to do a show involved with them and going out, and they knew exactly where the location was. But you know, he snap into a grim gem. Okay, I'll think about it.
So funny.
But unfortunately, his father passed away before we could film it, and it was right around COVID. He got COVID, so unfortunately, you know, we didn't move forward with it.
No.
But that was one of them. Dark Waters is another good one as well. David Pilates with the missing, you know, what is that? Missing 411's good.
Yeah.
And then check out Jeff Nadal with Nadali. Are you familiar with that name? Jeff Nadali?
I kind of want to say yes. The last name rings a bell.
Yeah, he does like a LBL podcast. That's what the Dogman the Land Between the Lakes is LBL. But he does a ton of research on Dogman Bigfoot, and I'm trying to think of the name of it, but he's a Dogman Sasquatch researcher and podcaster out of New York. So definitely check it out. One more time.
Is he on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how to spell his last name?
Yeah, it's N as in Nancy, A as in Alpha, D as in dog, OLNY.
OLNY. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, what do you think they are? Do you think they're like a government made? Do you think they're just interdimensional beings? Do you think they're just...
I honestly don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that are coming out. If you guys aren't familiar with the disclosures that are happening right now with Dr. Stephen Greer, are you guys keeping up with any of that craziness?
I do, because I like all that shit.
Yeah, Jen is way better than I am with this.
I am the that.
So definitely get on the website. They have a lot of like classification stuff on his website right now, and you can like see photos, and there's a few redactions of like names and stuff, but it's full on like, you know, experiences that people have happened, government employees, and talking about things that are happening under our nose. So like, either it's going to come out and it's going to be, I mean, what's going on with the Vatican right now with them saying,
did they ever come out with that thing on Friday?
Yeah.
I gotta go. I missed it. I gotta go back because I've been waiting on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're talking about like the veil opening up, and like we would start seeing like apparitions and demons and stuff. Why is the Vatican? It's crazy. The one place that we were filming at in Arizona, I guess ASU is in partnership with the Vatican on top of this mountain, and they own this huge telescope. And the big joke of the town is they call it the Pope Scope. But why would like the Vatican have an interest in a telescope in the middle of Arizona? I don't get that.
That's not the one that it's named like Lucifer, is it supposed to be?
Oh, maybe. I'm not positive.
Because I know they have a super expensive telescope, and it's I don't know where the name Lucifer came from, but that's what it's named. I can't remember because I've heard about it a long time ago. But it's theirs. It's the Vatican's. Could be that.
Yeah, I know a lot of things going to come to a head. I mean, with the alien sighting that was here in Vegas last year, and they confirmed that footage was real. You know, and then now there's like they're saying, like, if you listen to any of Dr. Greer's stuff, like he's giving away like locations and what they're doing there, and these UPA retrieval units that are going out when these things crash and stuff. I don't know. I've got my own thoughts on that, but you know, I'm literally less than an hour away from that area, and I see the airplanes leave the airport here that are the unmarked ones that are taking all the scientists and engineers there. So it's happening. There's things that are going on under our noses for sure.
Oh yeah, I totally believe that. Yeah, I totally believe the government's not telling us a lot of things. Yeah, for sure.
I gotta go. So you said Stephen Greer's site? I didn't know he had. Okay, so I'm gonna look on his website. I don't know that's where they were, I guess showing all that. I gotta do that.
You got to sign up for it, and then once you log in, like there, you can look at stuff from the United States, all over the world, but they have tons of evidence, and it goes by piece. Like if you want to see video, you want to see pictures, you want to see like written documents of military, reports or whatever. It's crazy. It's thousands and thousands of just documents.
See, with that I feel like the government would shut it down if it was true.
They've been trying.
They've been trying,
but it is true.
Yeah, because you notice you'll see something on YouTube or wherever, and then it's be gone, just like that. I truly believe the government is like wiping that shit. So
we'll see how long this podcast stays up after this, I guess.
Yeah.
Show me some totally quickly.
I know. What kid disappeared because we're talking about it.
I got Men in Black right now. That might be live.
We're being watched.
Yeah, if you guys see like a red dot on me during this interview, let me know.
For real.
For
real. That's funny. Yeah. So, what is your next investigation? Do you have one planned or scheduled?
I do. I'm heading out to Austin, Texas in a few weeks. I'm teaming up with another individual. He goes by Ghost Notes Paranormal. Check him out. Makes some really great content. He's a great investigator, and he likes to collab with other people as well. But supposedly it's like this old asylum that was turned into like a rehab, and then now artists can rent out rooms or something. So like even the artists there are like, there's weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We have a place like that here in Fort Lauderdale. It's called the New River Inn, and I mean the location is very old. It was right off of the new river, and that's what was the natives over there? The Indians, the Seminole Indians. They had first posted up there way back, and so that was a hotel, but it was for like I guess people. What you call it? Like deliveries. They would go by boats. I think eventually they made there's a train track around there somewhere. And now what it's used for, it's just a museum, but the third floor is a studio, and artists do rent it out, but the third floor is the creepiest. Like they always talk about it.
That inn used to be a war bride's housing as well.
Yeah.
Is that I don't know how far you guys are away, but is that Pompano Indoor Skate Park still in the area, or did they shut that down? There was like a indoor in Pompano Beach or something. I know that's close to Fort Lauderdale.
There was a what?
It was an indoor skate park that was called the Pompano Skate. It was like an indoor one.
Ice skating or roller skating?
Like skateboarding, rollerblading.
Oh, okay. I don't know, because I don't live near Pompano. Well, why? Was something wrong with it?
No. I just got eerie feelings. I was there probably 20-something years ago, and it was just like super weird. When you said Fort Lauderdale, it just,
Pompano, okay.
Let me look that.
Pompano Beach Indoor Skate Park. I don't know.
Sorry, there's a bug in the house.
Yeah. Indoor skate. Where did she go?
She has a bug.
I'm getting a bug out. Sorry.
What kind of bug is it?
I don't know. It looks like one of those very small moth-looking fucking. You know what it is? It's the fucking government.
Don't get.
They're gonna show
their fake mosquitoes. They're fake flies and mosquitoes to spy on you.
Dude, if you start seeing bugs in your house after the show, let me know. I'll be like, yep, fucking government.
If you're into the whole UFO alien kind of stuff, to watch the documentary called Patient 17. There was a guy that was based out of Thousand Oaks, California. He was a podiatrist, but he was removing supposed alien implants. I don't know if you've heard of that or not.
Yeah.
I've actually talked to patient 17.
Patient 17? Sorry.
No, just patient 17.
Patient 17, okay. Where is it, like a Netflix type thing?
I think you can get it on Netflix or Amazon.
Okay, I'll have to Google it, yeah.
But he was removing these things from the bodies, and I've talked with people that own some of these things, and the patient 17 is very interesting. I don't know if they ever came out and said who he was, but he's a very unique individual. Very unique.
I remember hearing an interview with him years ago. It might have been on Confessionals, if I'm not. Are you familiar with the Confessionals?
No.
Tony Merkel? No? Oh, you would love his stuff. Yeah. And I think he did interview either somebody related to that, because that's where I first heard about that.
For sure. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
I'm wondering how come. So you said the Vatican did come out with it because supposedly it was come out the 17th, which I guess that was Friday or something. But I haven't heard anything about it, and I'm pretty sure I'm on my phone enough where I would hear something more about it, except for last night. But is it because they're trying to like shoo it and like not make a big deal about it, or what do you think? I haven't heard it like blown up, it's like nothing crazy.
I mean, to me, I think it's a lot of redirection. Like, I mean, they're not wanting us to see what's going on over here. It's all smoke and mirrors. Look over here, like, yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't think they want the world to be in a state of panic, but if everything drops at one time, it's going to be complete chaos. I mean, if there's aliens showing up or like we're seeing apparitions and demons everywhere, yeah, I think it's going to be mass chaos. So they're trying to introduce it a little bit. Just, hand feed us a little bit along the way. And then when it happens, it's like, oh, well, I mean, look at all the movies that are coming out too. Like, do you think that there's a reason why AI stuff is really big right now, and movies with that and apocalypse type movies? Like, do you think it's like preparing us, or like at least giving us a little bit of what's going to happen? Maybe.
Yes. Funny you mentioned that. I forget, was it James Cameron? Who was the director for Terminator 2? I believe it was James Cameron, but he was pretty much saying that Terminator was kind of like a message to not give essentially machines and AI so much power. Yeah. And we're pretty much playing right into the hands. Yeah. Like our future may end up being like that movie.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah. No, we've had talks like that before, and like Marvel, how they kind of give you
I think Marvel is a huge like not disclosure, but like a soft, kind of like a soft disclosure with everything. I have my own rabbit hole that I created we've for many years.
Talked about it, but she's
kind of made me like, hey, I was like, so what do you think on this and this and that? And he was like, and in my head, I was like, he thinks I'm fucking crazy.
No, but the thing is, then
the more stuff comes out, he's like,
when we watch it, because she's like, oh, I want to rewatch it. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to watch it too. Let's go. And then she's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. And it really stemmed a lot from like the first Thor, right? Because it was the whole, what was it that it was called?
The cube?
The cube. The Spectre, I forget what it is, guys. The Thor 1 came out 10,000 years ago.
10,000 years.
What's Paranormal 54?
The Tesseract.
The Tesseract, yeah. And I was like, that's a real thing, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm just here watching Thor kick some butt, but yeah, literally butt. But it's like, man, she's showing me these things, and I'm like, man, it's crazy how now the new thing is timelines. Like, there's so many timelines or multiverse or whatever. Now that's like a thing everybody's talking about. So is there a multiverse? And then actually, Jim, going back to like what you were saying, kind of like the smoke and mirrors thing. So the Vatican story was supposed to come out on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the major thing that came out that same day that they used smoke and mirrors? Wasn't that the day that Puffy video came out that they showed him beating his ex?
Oh, I don't know. Was it?
That was
was Friday or Saturday. Yeah, it could have been.
Was the hey. look at this. Don't look at this.
You know, yeah, because everybody's.
This is ugly. Don't look here. Look at this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he apologized. He ended up admitting it and apologizing or whatever.
I don't believe that
Joy.
apology.
If you looked at it, it looked like he was reading.
Really?
No,
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't like Puffy anyway. He's a douche.
He's apologizing because he got caught.
His box head. Yeah, I don't like him. Yeah, I don't like him.
I think that's a whole nother podcast there. You know?
Right? Well, we just gotta go all the way around. We just go everywhere.
Thank you, Paranormal. I'm Paranormal. Yes.
Thank you, Chidi.
Yes.
My question I forgot. Oh, Armando, are you into like theories and all that stuff too? I am a little bit.
It's kind of.
But I don't
like,
deep dive. I don't deep dive.
Jenny,
Probably. Yeah.
Thank you.
Jenny's we'll talk, and then just like I'll think about it, and then I'll throw something like back at her, and she's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, like
Yeah.
that kind of either like further like corroborates with her theory, or it could be like something, well, shooting it down a little bit, or you know, sometimes it's good to like have somebody else's perspective. You can see it from their eyes. Sure, that's a lesson that she's had to like beat over me with a stick until I finally figured that one out. But yeah, it's I'm into it. I'm not gonna say I'm not.
Yeah, me too. I'm not. I don't deep dive into it, but I have my. When somebody brings it up, I'm like you. I'll throw stuff in. Jim, now what about you? Are you into it? Like, do you deep dive into it, or you just kind of?
I guess he does.
A little bit. It depends on if it's something that I'm super interested in.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I'm not really big into the AI stuff. I mean, more of like conspiracies and stuff is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it depends on what it is. And I mean, again, you can't always trust your resources of where people are writing or podcasters or blogs or whatever. Sometimes you got to go to the source, and, you know, it could be an investigator or X. To me, it works the same way with like TV and film. Like if there is a X, whatever profiler and investigator that's telling you a story, you're going to believe him more than some Joe Blow off the street, you know, saying,
Right.
I saw something in the woods. I would believe that profiler or investigator over anybody else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you just got to be cautious when you're, you know, falling down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. So Michael Hanna said, what are you calling timelines?
Are you talking about like a multi-universe, like a linear kind of, is that what he's meaning?
Oh, wait. He said being, you want to pull up his comment? Being, oh, yeah, hold on. So being able to slide between the dimensions is something that mediums do on a regular basis. And then he said, what are you calling timelines? Did I miss something else?
Oh, is that like, Michael, is that in reference to like the Marvel, going back to that?
I guess he probably
heard like
that.
Delay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is a delay whenever we're live. I noticed that.
I mean, yeah, it depends, Michael, like what Marvel movies you're watching, but like even like what you were saying as far as
Time
mediumships and like slipping into time, I've even more recently we've seen that in Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
it was either in Doctor Strange or one of the Avenger movies where he's in and he's kind of like explaining that. Is the most recent example that we noticed of that topic in Marvel.
Jim,
and Loki as well. The Loki show. I'm sorry, Loki show too had that.
I wanted to ask you about your haunted items. Like, so you mentioned earlier your kids, right? Have they ever gotten sketched out by anything, or do they get scared, or have you had activity in your home because of said items?
Some stuff kind of happens here at the house. I took them on their quote unquote first investigation about 2 months ago. We just went to a local cemetery. I gave them some equipment, and they literally, I was doing a live, I think, and they just kind of replicated me, you know, when I'm like, if there's anybody here that wants to talk, like, we're not here to hurt, harm you, or remove you. And then I hear my daughter doing the same thing, like 10 yards away. I'm like, that's super cute, but you know, but no, I mean, So sometimes, like, I mean, we don't do like scary movies at nighttime. They're just now playing the Five Nights at Freddy's video game, and they're like, okay, we're on level 1. We're going to cut this off for now. So I think it's more like the physical kind of world that they're like scared of, or introduced to on movies or TV shows. But with my haunted dolls, that's some pretty active stuff. And I didn't touch on like my first experience, but I have one of the pieces that I actually have from the home. It's from North Carolina. I'm originally from the South, so if my accent kicks in, I apologize. It ain't gonna happen, but
ain't gonna happen. How y'all doing?
How you doing? But if it does, it does. But I have a square. So if you're familiar, are you in conspiracy theories, whatever? Are you guys familiar with like Freemasons?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the symbols are a square and compasses. That's what it makes up the image, the graphic. I was told by the spirit to crawl underneath the house, that he had left something for me there. I crawled under the house. I pulled out this square. It's all rusted up. I have it dated back to like the 1950s. Yeah, like the 1950s or so. And that spirit was a Freemason. I'm a Freemason myself. And it attracted to me and attached to me, and is now my guide and guardian angel. He has saved me 3 times. I've had 3 near-death experiences.
No way, that's crazy.
You told me the story. Yeah. You told me that story, right, Jim?
I did.
Sounds familiar. Yeah, it sounds familiar. Yeah. Wasn't it like a tool or something, or you went under the house or something to get it, or?
Yeah, I was. I mean, pretty much this spirit was filtering through the medium that was there, so I wasn't hearing anything. I have a few Masonic tattoos, and the medium was like, he's attracted to you. He says he bears the same marks as you do. There's nothing going on in this house. There's no power. There's no anything. And as soon as I cut my camera lights off and the medium starts talking, like, it feels like a rush of energy comes over. Like if you just had like a rager all weekend or something, and you sleep for 2 days and just rehydrate. It felt like plugging into a wall and just recharging. And I can't explain the actual feeling of like what it did to me, but whatever it was, I just kept on saying, if it's time for you to pass on, like, thank you so much. Like, I have his name. I haven't looked up anything on him, but he's attached to me. I haven't heard from him in over 12 years now. So since I moved to LA.
Maybe it's a good thing that he doesn't, he feels like you're okay for right now, and he'll come when you need him, or.
For sure. The first time was literally, I was driving to a tattoo appointment, dropped my phone in between my door and my seat, and I'm digging for it, and this breath of cold air blows in the side of my head, my face, and I look up just enough time before an 18-wheeler plows into me. That was the first time. Second time, I was at a party, just showed up, and I heard this fatherly voice that just says, "You need to leave now." I was like, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm probably making that up in my head. I hear it again. I'm like, I feel like I need to leave. I had 3 friends die in a drunk driving accident. I was supposed to be riding with them that night. The third time that happened, I was on the way to California. I heard the voice again, pull over. I've been driving for 20 hours, and I've been following this VW bus for miles. Pulled over. About a half hour later, I hear a fire trucks, ambulances. They say, hey, you want to take this exit? There's a bad wreck up ahead. I go past the wreck. In between 2 18-wheelers is that VW bus in a box. So I would have been in between that while I was traveling. This entity has saved me.
Yeah, that's wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to take so much time, but if you...
I find that amazing. No, but I love stories like that.
Hearing stories like that. We love it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I really believe in that. So,
I keep it... Actually, yeah, I keep that square pretty close by. It's in my one of my curiosity cabinets here. But every time I see it and I tell people the story, they get the chills about it, like hearing the full story.
Yeah,
verbatim,
That's really cool, though. That's really cool.
That's nice.
I was gonna ask you something and it freaking left my brain.
Story. I'm in awe right now. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
I know. So what haunted things do you have besides your dolls? Like, do you have any? Are all the crosses on your?
This is actually that's one of my dolls. It's possessed right now.
I know. Walking around. Jim.
It's one of those timeout dolls, but it just came to life. I don't know if you guys know what timeout dolls are. Those little dolls that people. It's like a down south thing too. They would see it like the little timeout dolls. It'd be like that, like in a corner. It looked creepy and shit.
Yeah,
Just him, but he came to life. Never mind. My dad has one. It's creepy.
I've got a good bit of stuff. I have a piece of the shroud from. Do you guys remember Heaven's Gates? Do you remember that? The big cult that was like a UFO cult. They were like riding the comet or whatever. I've got a small piece of the shroud from that happened in San Diego in like in the 90s. So check it out if you want a good story. It's pretty interesting. The dolls are pretty haunted as well, and then I have some dirt from a couple of locations that I've investigated as well that just kind of sits on my shelves. But wasn't I only a panel with you a few weeks ago on who? I don't know, Helena. Who's Helena? Should I know who that is?
Oh, Helena's
Wait, I'm
shadow.
going.
I don't know.
What? Where?
I'm not positive.
Wait, whose comment was that? Was it somebody's comment?
Paranormal 54.
Graham, wasn't I?
Wasn't it on a panel with you a few weeks ago?
Hauntingly beautiful.
Oh no. Were you? No, I don't think so.
Wait, what? He said it was on Hauntingly Beautiful.
No, I don't think that was me.
Yeah.
Jesse, I'm sorry you hear that. Thank you though. Thank you
Yeah,
for being on it and keep us posted. Okay.
Yeah. Prayers to you and your family. Jesse, by the way, because I know you can't see the comments, Jem. He said that he had to go. Other half got a call from family member just passed away. Nice to have met you. Jim's blessing all.
Oh, I gotta check that out. I didn't know they had a documentary on Netflix about Heaven's Gate. I know what you're talking about. Tell Jim for answering thank you for answering my question.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't know that either.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny? Just side note, I'm actually heading back up to the Pacific Northwest here in a couple of weeks. So back up with my buddy. So I'm definitely bringing gear with me. Anytime I travel, whether it's for work or pleasure or whatever, I always take some sort of equipment with me. And, we always carry a camera with us everywhere we go. So it's good to have. If a production company reaches out or whatever and it's like, hey, you got some footage, be wary of any production company asking for footage or for you to talk on any show. I only say that because there's been a couple times I've been screwed over on having some footage and it kind of sucked. But just be very leery when companies reach out asking, oh, paranormal cut on camera or like whatever. So
I wanted to send in a couple things for them, but then I never did. But I don't know. I was wondering because I was thinking about there's some things I could send them, but maybe stipulation wise, like you can't show it first or it's theirs forever, something like that. So I'm like, nah.
Oh, really?
There's a pretty long contract, and I only got it after the fact. But yeah, saying that they pretty much you can do whatever you want with it, but they do own the rights to it. So if they want to show it over and over again, you're not going to make any money off of it. Like they'll pay you a fee. It's called a materials release. And then, if you're on camera doing like an interview, they do it so cheap with those shows because it's found footage. They literally Zoom you or do a Skype or whatever and do an interview. And that's it. Like they're not flying people out to a location. Like if you guys remember My Ghost Story or whatever, they're literally doing it from your home and you get a little change in your pocket.
So you don't recommend doing it or
I mean, some people want to do it for the publicity. Some people want to do it because it's TV and film. Like it depends on I guess. Yeah. No, I don't know. You better pay me a lot for my shit, right? If you're going to be making money off of it. It's not a lot. And I can tell you TV shows make a good bit of money. I mean, those shows are repeatable and, they'll buy 20 episodes right off the bat. And,
Wow. I don't know. We should make our own paranormal TV show. I think we all could. Jim has the background, right?
For real.
You're our agent, Agent Jim.
Well, you know, that's 15 to 20% right off the top.
Hey, you know what? If you get me somewhere, maybe make us big. Hell yeah, we'll even give you 25%. How about that?
Well, you're talking about pennies when you do shows like what I'm talking about, you know.
Really? They make a lot?
It's not a lot. I mean, maybe at the most, which it's like $300 to $500, if that, what they'll pay you to do like an interview and for footage.
Damn. I wonder what Zach Baggett makes. He has to make a lot of fucking money.
Well, you can go online and see what he gets per episode. I mean, I'm sure with Travel Channel or whatever he's doing, I wouldn't say it's any less than $250,000 per episode, probably.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I mean,
I don't know if I could be on TV though. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I could be on TV. I'm totally joking when I say that. Bad enough that I put myself on YouTube. Yeah. Man, you guys, the fucking people are mean. Shed, you know what I'm talking about.
Hear me out when I say this. You have much more room to grow when you're doing it digitally on YouTube or other platforms. You don't have an umbrella to where people are like, oh, you can't do that, or you can't, you know, put this out there. Like, you have free range to do whatever. You can monetize on it. So
Thank you, Limestone. Yeah. Who was it? I think Project Fear. Was it Project Fear?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying that there's certain stuff they couldn't say on the TV show. So now that they moved over to YouTube, they have like more freedom. Like they can cuss, they can, you know, they're not,
They didn't have a lot of freedoms. Plus, there were certain locations that they couldn't use certain pieces of equipment because another show was using that piece of equipment more.
Yeah.
So they weren't allowed.
Something so crazy like that. Just a spirit box. They weren't able to use a simple ass SV7 because it was in their house, you know, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that too, Haunting Angels. Yep. I heard that it was because of
well, because of them, Project Fear is because that's why I got that Polter script is because of them, because they got so good responses with that. And like, I mean, being mind blown. The last one I've seen, I mean, they've been using it. I've always seen them use it, but every time they use it, it's like insane. The last one, hey, Spotted Ghost.
How's it going?
He's from around over the pond.
Over the pond.
Hey, damn, what the hell was I gonna say?
Project Fear.
The tiny house, when they used it at the tiny house, where it was insane, the responses. And I was like, I already had ordered, and I was like, I can't wait to get it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like watching
other shows. Really big. Yeah. I feel like it's really big.
What?
Joy, I wanted to sorry, just side pass here. You should, when you have a chance and you're up in the Thousand Oaks area, there's a place that's called Borderline. I don't know if you remember, it's probably been 12 years ago or so. There was the massacre that happened there. The guy went in, it was a dance club or whatever. The building's still there. I don't know if they've done anything with it, but even the property there is pretty active. So if you get up that way, check that out.
Borderline?
Borderline? Yeah. It was like a bar, venue, whatever.
Borderline.
Borderline.
Like lime.
Oh, like a lemon lime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Borderline, like a.
Oh, lime.
Yeah.
Not like a lemon.
No,
lime.
Like a lime.
Yeah.
Like a line, period.
Yes.
Okay.
Like a straight line.
Not vertical.
Gotcha.
Yeah, would have me Googling the wrong shit. I'm like, Jim, what was it called again?
I'd have been telling you borderline.
I know.
Like a margarita. I don't know.
I know.
Sounds good right about now.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Really quick, somebody asks, you're going northwest. Do you know where you're going, or can you talk about it? And then we're gonna start wrapping up. We're about an hour and 13 minutes in.
Sure. Yeah, I'm heading up to the Eugene area, Springfield, Roseburg kind of area.
Okay.
But we're taking a few days and going to like Astoria. So we are going to go check out like where they filmed the Goonies and stuff, and then head up to Portland. So it should be a fun, quick trip. And then, I'm back out to Austin and then South Carolina. So
okay, nice.
It's going to be a busy summer.
Yeah. Does anybody in the chat have any questions for Jim? Jim.
Grimithy. There you go.
Grimithy Jim.
Grimithy Jim. You're more active on TikTok, right? Joy was telling me.
And a 2 and a 1.
All right, bye, y'all.
Oh, you go?
Oh,
You gotta take the dog.
Yeah, thank you guys very much for bringing me on and chatting it up. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, just wait till we get up. Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. Anyway, do you have any questions?
Jim is located in Vegas.
In Vegas.
I like to ask everybody.
What is? Oh, Virginia City. Have you had a chance to investigate there?
I have
Anyway.
Washu Club and
what the hell? Look who popped up.
Hey, literally.
Under the table. He's under the table, pushing between us, and I'm over here like this, trying to.
Oh,
That's
why she walked. That's why she stepped out.
Block my green screen.
I haven't had a chance to go to Virginia City. I have been to like Goldfield and Tonopah, which are both great locations. I did like a little video. You can see it on TikTok. I just went out for a few hours out to the Clown Motel. They let me film whatever. They were super rad about it. And then you have the Goldfield Hotel, but there's also the Goldfield like school, which is super active. I met with a lady that like undertakes it or whatever, and I would much rather investigate that than the hotel because it's just, to me, it's oversaturated. Like too many people want to go there. It's been out there, like go somewhere new, find some new places. But we'll see.
Yeah, Jim was one of them that we were supposed to meet at the Goldfield. But I think you got a job or picked up a movie thing, so you couldn't write or something happened. But
yeah,
I definitely still want to hit that up. I don't know how far. Or you're closer now, right? To the
still same kind of area. I'm just Vegas proper kind of area. So I think I'm like 3 hours from Tonopah
compared to what you were from here, right?
I do want to check out Rhyolite, which is a ghost town. I've heard that place is like super haunted. So
yeah. Oh. Okay, you guys froze for a minute. Yeah.
Were you caffeinated and cryptid like a month ago? What? I don't. I guess there's a doppelganger.
Apparently, you look like somebody who's been on all these.
I guess so.
Somebody said the guy at the gas station told me the other day. He was like, "Anybody ever tell you look like Post Malone?" I was like, "What are you smoking, man? I don't look like Post Malone."
I'm dying.
So random.
Oh man, you probably have a doppelganger that does the same thing.
Yeah, for real, maybe.
Michael said he hopes to investigate with you soon. Or again. We got to go to Vegas, Michael. And that's it. So yeah. So nobody else has any questions for Jim the Grim? Going once and going two.
Grim Jim.
Oh, he said it's a YouTube channel. I remember you on it. Don't know.
Maybe I was. I don't know. I'm elusive. You never know where you're going to catch me.
Yeah, for real.
He's like a cryptid himself.
Vegas. Right, Michael. We're gonna go visit Jim.
Oh, Jim. You had mentioned earlier, when you had seen the cryptid, a lot of folks say it tends to smell really bad. Did you happen to get any foul smells or anything like that?
I had a nose full of smoke and fire. Honestly, like we were sitting around the fire, so that's all I could smell.
Gotcha.
But one other cryptid you need to look up that's near you guys is in South Carolina. It's called the Lizard Man. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but super elusive. It's a scape or swamp. There we go. It's in the Low Country, but check it out when you get a chance.
I've seen that coming out more now.
Lizard Man,
but
yeah,
the whole town's dedicated to it. So you go to get something to eat, you're eating at Lizard Man Cafe. You want to stop and get gas, you're getting at Lizard Man, whatever.
Have you seen the real Lizard Man? There's a living person that's like a lizard. Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah. You mean with the tats and stuff?
Oh, yeah, like he was in Ripley's, Believe It or Not.
Yeah,
No, he's
I
alive.
actually seen
He's
him.
living. Like,
No,
this
I
guy-
know. I mean,
yeah.
there was like a wax museum.
Oh,
You talking about the guy with the tats and all that, and he like
Yeah,
his
and
tongue.
he says like I wears contacts and he has yeah. I don't know.
I actually seen that man in
I don't
person.
get it. Yeah, whatever floats their boat, I guess. But yeah, it's crazy. I was like, wow.
Well,
What if the lizard? What if the lizard man is an actual like what people are calling like reptilians?
It could be. If you read the stories, it's interesting. The cops have documentation of it. I went out and shot some stuff years ago, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I think I believe more in Dogman and Sasquatch, honestly.
Yeah, I believe more in the dogman than the lizard guy.
but definitely follow my adventures on Instagram or TikTok, and you'll see me pop up occasionally. I'm not super active, but when I am, I'll post something, or if I do a live investigation. And Tombstone was really fun too, in Arizona while I was filming there. I got to go to the old morgue that they used during that time, and that place is super active as well. But again, thank you guys so much for your time. I've got to go here in a second. I got to get my girls ready.
Yeah, no, really quick before you go off, we'd like to take a picture. So if you don't mind staying on for 5 more minutes behind the scenes. Do you want to tell everybody where they can find you before we head off, like your social media links?
Yeah, everything should be under Grim Jim Paranormal or Shadow Seeker, but I think it's all under Grim Jim.
Sorry, my dog's over here slipping shining. Sorry.
I still I have a trailer that's out on YouTube. It's not finished yet. Feel free to check it out on YouTube. I think that's just under Shadow Seeker Paranormal. I just haven't had time to cut it, but super rad place at California State Hospital.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, you guys. My dog was over here slipping and sliding on our floors. She's getting old. She's going to be 12 this year, so.
For us, you can find us on 305 Paranormal, everything, YouTube, TikTok, IG, and Joy.
Joy, where can the good folks find you?
Michael, you can find us on, you can't really see it, huh? Joy and Joey here. Click on the link. I think you tagged me in it, right, Jen? Or JJ Paranormal. But yeah. Jim and I actually posted a video of our investigation way back. So if you guys want to watch it, I think it's called, what do we investigate? The Corganville Park?
Yep.
Was it that park? Yeah. So if you guys want to check Jim out in action. Do you have any more videos that you have with... No, there's no videos of investigate Alex. No.
Oh no! Oh, okay. Not ones that are free. You got to pay for those at onlydads.com. No, I'm just kidding.
Only dads, not to be confused with OnlyFans.
My God.
Okay. Yeah, and then I think on TikTok you go live sometimes with your haunted dolls and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do stuff there. So yeah, definitely check them out. But yeah, oh my God. Sorry, Jim. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Sorry, everybody.
Did you notice me in the middle?
Yeah, I sure did.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Spooked Coast to Coast. Please tune in next week. Same time, same channel.
Yep.
Night,
Thanks for joining.
Night, y'all.